Hello, whole food, plant-based weight loss community. My name is Lacey Cattell, and I am your board certified holistic health practitioner. I specialize in longevity wellness as well as plant-based nutrition. I have one tip that I want to share with you today, and I have to thank a special friend of mine for actually pointing this out and making me realize why haven't I shared this within the group or among all of you. And she was talking about how easy it is to turn to non-compliant whole food plant-based ingredients. So more of the vegan convenience packaged foods. They're easy to grab for, yet not often as healthy as the alternatives, which I will touch on in just a moment. But in terms of whole food plant-based eating, we want to simplify this so that we don't stumble and fall and say that it's not sustainable, because it truly can be, no matter how busy your schedule is, no matter how many people you're cooking for. This can be simple, maybe not easy, but simple. So to simplify the way that we make this lifestyle sustainable is my rule of five. So I've actually been implementing this, excuse me, with many of my clients, my friends, myself, because A, our schedule gets busy. B, the grocery stores are actually short on foods right now, so we have to prepare in advance. And sometimes you're just in a crunch. Sometimes something comes up. You get, especially this time of season, this time of year, you might be invited somewhere and you don't have the time that it would typically take to prepare a full meal. Or maybe you're just on your regular schedule and you want to simplify things, whatever it is. So my rule of five, what I do is I actually have a binder of printed out recipes, just recipe books. I've made copies of some of my recipes just so I can have it on a piece of paper instead of my phone. Just whatever it is, however you keep your recipes um, convenient for you. What I do is I have my recipes, but then at the very front, I have five recipes that the ingredients I typically have on hand at all times. It doesn't take more than, let's say, 30, 45 minutes. And that way I can always have something that is my go-to. And why five? Because there are 5 work days in a week. So that covers all of your bases. The weekends we typically have off, or even if you work Wednesday through Sunday and you have Monday and Tuesday off, still it works for my rule of five, and it also can cover if you want leftovers. So in terms of the rule of five, I have five recipes that are just simple. I typically have the ingredients on hand and they're right there at the front that I can recall them. That way I'm not scrambling for, oh, what am I going to cook? What did my family like? What did they not like? Trying to recall all of those. So this might take a few times of trial and error to establish your five favorite recipes, because maybe the recipe says it's going to take an hour and it takes you less, or maybe it says it's going to take you 30 minutes and it takes you longer. You also have to figure out what your level is in the kitchen. But for example, one of my rule of five recipes is a sweet potato, black bean, and quinoa bake. Now, the recipes are pretty minimal. So, sweet potatoes I typically have on hand this time of year in a bulk supply. You can get them from Costco, Azure Standard, or your local grocery store, whatever is convenient for you. And then black beans. If you don't have black beans cooked from scratch, you can use canned non-BPA, low sodium black beans. And then the quinoa. Quinoa I typically buy in bulk, have dry goods in my pantry. Now you can add, and I will be posting the recipe later for all of you to refer back to. Maybe you will implement it into your rule of five recipes. But it also calls for bell peppers, which I know bell peppers, especially right now with the rise in expenses for produce, it can be hard to find good quality bell peppers, but also those that are reasonable price tag. So what I do is, you heard me mention Azure Standard, which I will link below. You purchase and you go pick up once a month. But anyways, I actually buy bell peppers frozen. So I'll buy a case of these packaged bell peppers, organic, and I'll always have them in our freezer. That way I can just pop them in with the quinoa, the black beans, and the sweet potatoes, and it's a full, well-rounded meal. It takes 30 minutes to prepare and for it to cook, maybe 30 to 45 minutes, depending again on your skill level too. So depending on what appliances you have in the kitchen and what appliances you are using for preparation. So you don't have to do a whole lot because the bell peppers are already cut up for you, but you can also add more vegetables into it. So a great addition would be adding greens so they're just barely wilted at the very end of the preparation process when the food is cooking and almost done. So that would be one of my go-to meals. In terms of other meals, I would say some fast and easy ones are a good hearty salad, a bean and rice lentil grain bowl, because you can typically have kale or spinach on hand for those, any types of greens. Again, if you don't have them fresh, stock up, especially right now. If you see them on sale, you can have them frozen. So my rule of five for my recipes, keep five of your favorite recipes on hand that you know aren't going to take you very long to prepare, and that you typically have the ingredients as staple ingredients on hand, either in your pantry or freezer or maybe fresh produce that week. I hope all of you found this tip helpful. It has helped me be successful, especially with, running around different practices, different, appointments set, and, things throughout the week that come up in our schedule. I hope this simplifies and provides some convenience for you so you're not reaching for the ready-made, meals that are vegan, plant-based, but have added oils and sodium and preservatives, i.e. chemicals. Also, I touched on, so Azure Standard, I use them because you can buy in bulk and they really put a focus on the quality of their foods. So what you do is you go on their site and you find your nearest drop location and you will see when that is. Usually they ship once a month, so you do have a deadline where you cut off the date to order is cut off, and then they ship it within 2 weeks. So it does take some planning ahead, but they have great bulk items there. You can buy canned items, just produce, a great resource, especially for us whole food, plant-based foodies. And I will be including the link for Azure Standard. And again, if you have any questions or feedback regarding the rule of five for your simplified recipes, leave me a comment below. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. In health and abundance, Lacey Cattell, your board certified holistic health practitioner. Take care.